Actually,
Okay.
can you actually grab the mic from? Yeah. I was like, it's about to be so good. I was like, I don't want to break it up. Okay. I know, right?
Give me some pointers, Travis.
He trying to get you. He got this.
Okay.
All right, let's try it again.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Hive. I'm Eric, and I'm here with my beautiful wife and co-host, Miss Nicole Hatch. Hey, baby.
What up?
If you're new here, let me tell you what this is. Black Americans are building community in Merida, Mexico, and it's changing lives. This podcast documents what's real. Every episode, we sit down with someone who's made the move, and we ask, why did you leave? What did you find here? And how is life different?
So today we actually have one of our guests, and her name is Erica, and she is all the way from DC. Yay! Yes.
So close to home.
Like she honestly just hit the ground running, and she's been so supportive at all the events, and just been the vibe, and it's just been amazing. So we're really excited to have her today as our guest.
Happy to be here.
Yes, welcome to the Hive.
And DC, I think you told me that before, but I always forget. It's so close to where my family is in Virginia.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's like, I'm sure we've crossed paths in the past.
Yeah.
Probably. What part of Virginia?
Richmond?
Okay, not too far. It's right. It's a whole nother. So like Northern Virginia is closer to DC. So like Alexandria and all of that.
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. So so did you just got here this year? Like
Yeah, we got. Yep.
Okay, and so what was that like? I kind of take us back to that. We moving to Merida. Like, what was that like at the beginning?
So
That journey.
my husband and I, we made the decision in February of this year. So February 2025.
Okay.
It was. I've been thinking about like looking at the climate of the country and like this is gonna go left real quick. And so when I come off of my sabbatical, I was on a sabbatical for a year, and came back during the inauguration. And so being close to DC, the the energy of the city, you could just feel it. And just to be back here again, like we were at home watching the insurrection, like watching like all of those things, and to be back here again after coming off of my sabbatical and restoring my nervous system, I was like, I don't have the same capacity to get through this again, to get us through this again. And so I brought it up to my husband, Travis. He was working in the federal government, and he was also feeling it in a different way. And I was seeing the impact that it was having on him.
Right.
And he had done such deep healing work for himself, just to be hit with this over and over, things that were outside of his control. And something in me was like, there is another way.
Right.
Like, this is not it. Like, we don't have to stay here. And so thinking about my ancestors of, they didn't have the possibility to leave. So if I'm connecting with them, and if I ask, what would you do if you were me and you had the means and resources, they would have left. And so that's what we decided to do.
Was that a hard sell to the husband?
Actually, it wasn't.
Wow.
It wasn't, which surprised me because he's a Taurus.
Yeah.
So he's, can be very stubborn and it needs a
their
plan.
system.
But I was grateful that he was able to hear me and hear my heart and actually take my concerns seriously.
Okay.
And so, because he felt it was undeniable. And so, he went with it, and here we are.
Right. Shout out to Travis. He's over here, but we thank you, Travis, for getting, being about that. Because one of those things that we always talk about on the podcast, we feel like it's a blessing in the sense of we were both on the same, like when we both felt it, we both were like, it's time to go. Like, it wasn't me convincing him or him convincing me. It was just one of those things where it was just like, it was time to go. So, yeah. And then also in regards to the sabbatical, like, we talked about how we kind of went into, we had our taste of peace, you know, because, you know, we were that, you know, and the system out there is go, 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 then family, then, you know, then yourself. And so we had ours, what we always talk about Joshua Tree, but yours was, you felt it years before, a year or whatever before. What was that like in regards to that?
I think as a black person who is at least somewhat conscious in the country, you always feel it. Okay. And so there is always a sense of, like, at any moment something can go left. Okay. So we always have to, at least that's how it was for me and my family, of being prepared and having an activist background, you know, being politically conscious and seeing the direction that the country was going. Like, we couldn't just not have the conversation. And so I think a part of that was continuing to educate ourselves and building community. But similar to what you were saying too, is during that time of us building community, just the way that we've been socialized, everybody is working so much, right? There is so much pulling on you, and it's difficult to build community, like intentional community that is around you. All of our community was spread across countries and all of that, and states. And so what we knew that we needed to survive this time was intentional community. But if you are constantly kind of like in that rat race, in that grind, and you haven't had a chance to rest, you don't even know what it feels like. And so when I came back from sabbatical, and I was different, and a lot of my community was still the same, so it was difficult to connect, difficult to try to come up with plans. And then someone put me onto the Black Merida Experience, and I was like, so there are Black people doing this, building intentional community outside of the U.S. Right. And I always had a love for Mexico, just even as a child when we traveled here. And I felt like if it's possible, because I can see it. And so I'm really grateful for you all of actually putting it, showing us what it could look like, and actually practicing it. So that's what got us here.
That's amazing, and it's really similar to our journey.
Yes.
Now, you guys had children in tow. Like, so you got the husband on board. He's like, yes, anything. Yeah, probably. Right. Yeah. How was it for the children?
Ooh. You know, it's interesting. It first was a conversation with Travis and I, of course. And he understood and was on board. And I said, this is how it could work. These are the possibilities. And having the conversation with our children too. Our children are now 16 and 15.
Hard ages too.
Yeah, it can be, and I'm grateful for the type of kids that we raise. They are very politically conscious. Exactly. And so they were aware, very politically conscious, and emotionally mature and spiritually conscious. So they knew what was happening in the country too, and they were also concerned. And so when we kind of sat them down and talked about the why, right? Like, we know that if we are good, they're good. And they also know that too, right? And so just knowing the impact that it was having on me, the impact that it was having on their dad of being a federal government worker, for us, it was kind of like laying out the possibilities of what can happen if we stay. Right. And the timeline that we're in right now to be able to get out before everything takes a turn. And something within me was just like, you need to be gone by the summer. Yeah. You and the family need to be gone by the summer. And so how they were responded to it, our daughter was just very, very intense and was like, okay, we get it. We get it. Okay, so when are we leaving? Our son, he's my little Pisces baby, and he felt it emotionally, like before he could really put it into words. And so that concerned Travis and I, because he isn't a kid that's just really quiet in that way, but I could see that he was processing and feeling a lot. And what I can also trust is that he has his own process, and when he's ready, he'll come back and articulate what it was that he was feeling. And so I was nervous. It was about 3 days, and he came back and said, I realized, just checking in of, are you upset? And he said, I'm angry, but I'm not angry with you all. I'm angry at the state of the country. I'm angry at the country. And he said, because it's not y'all didn't do anything. And then he said, I realized that I was focused on what I would be losing and not on what I would be gaining. And that I need to see this as an adventure because it makes sense of why we need to leave.
Right.
And so hearing that, I was like, if you took 3 days to process that and to get to that, I'm good. And so he got it and understood. And both of the kids, I'm so grateful. We're so grateful that everybody is thriving. Mm-hmm. We've been here 6 months.
Yeah,
that's
we've been here 6 months.
It's so beautiful.
That really, wow. That says a lot about the family dynamic.
Yeah,
right? That's beautiful.
That is really nice.
Wow, so you got
we've been doing the job.
Yes,
with
doing
the
it.
approval of the family. Like everybody's on board. So was Mexico your first place? Merida your first stop?
We actually were thinking of Querétaro.
Okay.
Right.
What was that?
Querétaro.
Where's that on the map?
That is closer to, it's more the north.
Okay.
I would say kind of
Like by Monterey-ish or
like north of Mexico.
Central,
Yeah.
but north.
Yeah, north
Okay.
of Mexico City.
Okay.
And
Was it beaches there?
no, it's like mountains, right?
Y'all
It's
love
like,
beaches. I'm like,
right.
hey,
But Travis likes the mountains too,
Oh,
and
word.
so
Okay.
we were like, but the main thing was, where are people building community? Like that was the thing. We didn't want to go somewhere and then be isolated again, right? And so one of our friends told us about Merida and shared the page with us, and this felt more of our vibe of like the healing aspect. Being in the Yucatan is just, the land is just healing near the beach, and it's just already community here that from in our mind coming with the same values.
Right.
So there's some level of understanding that we wouldn't have to try to find our people, that it was a trust that our people are there. And so that's why we chose. As soon as we heard about Merida and looked at the page and looked at the different events and the intentional spaces to connect, we knew that this was the place.
That feels good to hear that.
Yeah.
So lately we've been having more and more people tell us that, like their experience and how they appreciate it. And it helps to move forward with all of these ideas, because sometimes without the feedback, it's, you have
It can be
more and more
hard.
doubts.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Yeah.
But people are showing up, and it's beautiful. So thank you guys for finding us and believing in us, and now it's all of our responsibility to push this forward.
That's right.
Absolutely, yeah, because it's, we planted the seeds, and now we can actually see that we're ready to harvest a little bit, trying to, get our thing down, so it's been dope. Yeah. Okay, so like fast forward, so you guys are here, and so, I feel like that theme of it is everyone's thriving now out here, and especially from like even just seeing my husband from, he claims he's an introvert. He is an introvert, but he's I know, right? But it's just, just the thought of a Black man able to just be softer, to be able to just, rest and not feel like, walking down the street, we're going to one day turn on your location, babe, or whatever the case. We don't even. Hey, I'm going to the coffee place. Okay, bye. I don't even care what's going on. So how is that in regards to that shift of once you guys are here, and what does that look like from your son's aspects? I feel like he's also, I think you put it on TikTok where he's just like, I want to learn how to cook. I want to do all the things. So what does that look like for you guys?
Yeah, I would say it literally we were here maybe 2 months until I started seeing like a shift in our son. There was a shift of him just becoming a young man, of a level of confidence and safety that he had in our home and in the spaces that we had him in the States. But I didn't feel comfortable to have him like venture out and use that same type of confidence and safety outside of the spaces that we curated. And so when we were here, we were in an Airbnb for about 2 months, and there was a moment where, you know, my husband found a gym and he was working out, and our son and he were working out. And there was a point where our son, I was sitting in the living room, maybe 8 o'clock in the morning, and he came in with his backpack and was like, okay, I'm gonna go take a walk. And I was like, what you mean? Where you going?
Right.
But for me, it was just like a blip of, I didn't have that anxiety or worry. The confidence that he had of just like, I'm going to go take a walk.
Right.
And he had on his hoodie and his backpack. And, you know, in the States, that's like,
Hello.
we got to have a whole talk
Right.
about that of like,
Where
you
you
know,
going?
don't have your headphones on. You got to be, you know, all those things. And the confidence and safety that he was exuding. And I didn't feel that worry or anxiety that I was about to project that onto him as I would in the States. And so it was just a way for him to just be free. Like, I wasn't worried at all. So just to have him be like, I'm going to take a walk, not going to a particular destination.
Right.
I'm just going to take a walk.
Right.
And everybody should be able to do that without fear. Our children should be able to do that without fear. And in Merida was the first time that he was ever able to experience that. This was the first time as a parent, as a mother, that I felt safe for my son to be able to do that.
Wow.
And so I was like, this is it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm a man and I got some traumas.
Yeah.
And they're coming out now because I'm here. I'm outside of that environment where I
Yeah.
can now focus. And man, he's dodging a lot of things by
Yeah.
coming here at that age.
Yeah, there's so much that I know, and I'm grateful that he won't have to experience, that he won't have to heal from, right? And I think of Toni Morrison's quote where she talks about racism. The ultimate function of racism is to be a distraction, right? So a distraction from your life, a distraction from your work, from your dreams, and not that racism is not global, but there's a different type of racism in the U.S., particularly as descendants of enslaved Africans. Of like, it just feels different, and so he will be informed. But there's things that you and I have had to experience that our babies won't have to experience.
Right. There's
so
no
they can
debriefing that
Yeah.
necessary here. Whereas there's daily, like, okay.
Yeah,
this
not
is
on
what-
that
yeah,
level.
no, for
And
sure.
there's so it creates much more space for their dreams of their own self-actualization, which I'm really, really excited to see that we're seeing it in real time now.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
It really is.
I love to hear that stuff, but I'm getting emotional over here, so we're going to pivot to something a little bit more.
Why we gonna pivot? What's coming up?
You know,
What's going on?
it's you know, black men's got it hard, way harder than society acknowledges. So, yeah, it's just, it can be bad at times.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm grateful that you all are able to be here and create from this space, even in the midst of knowing there are things that we need to heal from, that there are things that we can still create even in that it didn't block all of that, right? Like that creativity is a part of how we heal it, you know? And I was talking to someone the other day of asking the question, like, what did you bring with you from the States, emotionally and mentally, that cannot stay? And being able to have that
conversation.
Right, that
Be honest
conversation.
about
Be honest,
You know,
looking
most
in the
of
mirror.
it, we probably won't be able to self-identify.
Yeah, yeah.
That's when we gotta rely on people that we love and trust to be able to say, hey,
This is what I see.
This is what it is. You're sick, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, especially with a lot of the behaviors, period, when they come out here, it's just like, okay, we gotta deal with those traumas, babes. You gotta deal with them, because this is a whole new walk of life that we have never been able to experience. And so that looks different. So when you come out here, it looks different and it feels different. And once you just let go and literally let your get that off of you.
Get off
I
you, yeah.
promise.
Yeah, 'cause we all
It's
got
so beautiful. We did.
Yeah.
We still do. You know,
Yeah.
like we still have work to do. But that's the beauty of this. And so.
And
Yeah.
the land and community supports you. The
Yes.
healing of the Yucatan, like that's no joke.
On another level.
So when you come here, anything it is that you might be suppressing is going to come to the forefront. And so if you're in community and open and humble about it and able to know that, yeah, there's some stuff that I got with me, right? And to be in loving, intentional community to support you in being able to heal that.
Right.
But you can't pretend like it's not there, because then you're just going to pass it back and forth and disrupt the beauty and the abundance that is here.
Right.
You know, and
Absolutely.
so I'm really hoping that that's something that I want to be able to offer. Once I'm, being here for 6 months, I was like, let me rest.
Yes.
But there are things that I know that I wanted to offer coming to this community, and that's a part of it.
Yes. Of course, the healing process. Yes. Okay, so I know one of the things that pretty much once you landed, it was instant.
Listen.
It was instant, and every time, let me tell you this: every time we kind of link up, we always somehow kind of wear the same color, the same something, and it's just hilarious. But
They trying to act like
whatever. We didn't text each other. But one of the things I feel like we really connected on was the importance of, I know we were just talking about healing, but in California, we had this thing called Self-Care Sundays where we did do a lot of it was like a wellness events. And I know you did a few out there in the States as
Black
well.
Merida Sundays,
Yeah, so, which is crazy. Again. And so I know a lot of times you did a lot of group work and stuff like that with a lot of women. Can you tell us about that in regards to that and how that's going?
Yeah, so a part of my work as a spiritual life coach, as a community healer, I work with a lot of movement spaces. So racial justice, reproductive justice, disability justice, lots of different justice movements. And a part of what I did was to curate community healing spaces. And so a part of the community healing spaces were, one of them was emotional emancipation circles.
Okay.
And with the emotional emancipation circles, we were really supporting folks in being able to have space to be able to talk about the things that we've internalized.
Shout out to Taya. Taya
Yes.
is the most incredible restaurant out here in Merida that we are actually filming right now.
Yes.
So yes, that'd be great. And I think you want margarita?
Yeah, I'll take a little margarita.
Señorita, we'll do 2 margaritas.
¿Dos margaritas?
Sí.
Okay.
Yes.
¿En las rocas o frozen?
Frozen. I want it frozen.
Oh, you want frozen? I want mine on the rocks. Yes, all right. Gracias. Thank you.
Yeah, but one of the spaces was emotional emancipation circle. So I was doing that and continuing to do that. So I've been doing that since 2014.
Okay.
And that's connected with the Association of Black Psychologists and Community Healing Network. And it's specifically a place for Black people to gather to talk about the ways in which we've internalized oppression, how it's impacting our view of ourselves, the view of our community, our possibility. And it's a safe space to be able to name those things and have a politicized understanding of healing. And so that was one of the spaces. I've done healing spaces for book clubs. Like one of the things I wanted to do is bring back the Love and Liberation Book Club, where we talk about love and liberation, and actually be in community to practice those things. And then there was another, I'm drawing a blank for it right now, but a lot of the different healing spaces that I host are focused specifically on Black people being able to identify the ways that we've internalized things that are just not us, that it's not a personality trait, it's not a character flaw. A lot of what we're experiencing is trauma responses to systems of oppression, and how it impacts our relationships with ourselves, with each other, with our spouses, with our children, all of that. And so to have a consistent space to come back and actually do life with each other and to be honest of like, this is the way that I just projected onto my husband, and it was rooted in fear and all these different things. And so a space where you can have the hard conversation, not feel like you're going to be shamed, but we're all doing this work together. And that's been an incredible way for us to build community. And so I'm excited to be able to bring some of that here.
Yes.
We need you. Seriously. But look, so how do you sell that? Like, because for people and I'm talking about in the United States, people who are in the United States, they're too busy to even hear you. Like, are they coming to you? Is it you reaching out to them? What does that look like?
Like, girl, I see you struggling. Let me hum.
You know, a lot of my work is rooted in Harriet Tubman. It's in that her ancestral legacy of liberation. And early on, I had to recognize, like, you can't drag nobody to liberation, right? And she wasn't doing that. But if you were ready to go, she was there with the plan, right? And that's kind of how I look at it. I know the spaces that I offer are not for everybody, and that's okay. And a part of the grief that I hear that you're talking about and sensing from you is not everybody's gonna make it.
Nope.
Right? Right. And that's something that you have to accept, right? And so it doesn't mean we can't say that this is out here impossible. But who it's for is who it's for, and they're gonna find it. And so for it to start in 2014, being trained during the Ferguson uprising in St. Louis, and then continuously having that keep going, and now it's a possibility for 2026 to have that circle be in Merida. Like, it's what, been over 10 years now, and it's constant. Like, people are always there. Even when we did virtual for the pandemic, that just opened it up and made it more accessible to people, not just in the States. We had people calling in from Amsterdam, from South Africa, that were a part of these conversations and in community with us. And so people are yearning for something like this, that there's a level of depth and interrogation, emotional interrogation, spiritual interrogation, that people want to have that politicized understanding. Like, this is not wellness, right? It's not about, a capitalistic frame of, like, it's not that. It is ancestral healing work in real time, and that's not for everybody. But when it's time, people know. I've had people come and say, I've been seeing this flyer for 3 years, and I finally came, and it's still here.
Dang, I should have got the first one.
Oh.
Looks beautiful.
Yes.
I love that. Yes. I do want to circle in on,
Margarita Frozen.
yes, so good. And the healing from a marital, like, we speak about our relationship out here we're besties, but at this. No, I'm okay. Maybe I should. Yeah. So one of those things that we really love is that out here was kind of we're so much more closer, where we get to hear each other. We get to, the communication is beautiful in the sense of, like, how we move in regards to our marriage right now. How has that helped in regards to, because you guys, I see it is, and it's beautiful for real. People like black love. No, it's beautiful when you really know that these people like each other in real life, okay? In real life. Yes, okay? Because don't let that social media get you, okay? But to, like, see how strong, you guys are, and we have date nights. You guys have date nights. You have Sundays. Like, I'm like, oh, let's do brunch. She was like, me and Travis gotta go to the beach, girl. We gotta go do our thing, and I love it. So, how has that helped in regards to you guys' relationship? relationship out here too?
Ooh, such a good question.
Cheers.
Yes. Cheers.
Yes. Real good.
It's such a good question because we talk about this often of this. We've been married for, it'll be 20 years next year.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah.
What we doing?
20 years. I don't know.
Renewal,
I don't know.
something.
That's you. Ooh. So us being married for almost 20 years, I would say, I think both of us would say this is the most that we have been around each other consistently, like, and not just like doing tasks for like parenting tasks, stuff around the house or like house management, but actually being able to, being present with each other, being able to experience each other of like who we are now. Like we are not the same people who got married in our 20s, right? And there is a level of, a deeper level of self-acceptance that we both have of ourselves and of each other, which allows us to just experience each other on a deeper level. And there's a lot more joy and presence and curiosity and a lot more play, like, and just a lot, a lot more ease. And just being able to enjoy each other. So we have when we got here, we did a visioning exercise of like, what does it look like? What do we look like as a couple here now, right? Because a lot of what I realized, I had something just intuitively, a lot of the things that we were experiencing, some of the challenges of where we were butting heads in the States, a lot of it was environmental. Mm-hmm. It was the stress, but it was also like our undiagnosed neurodivergence bumping up against each other as to like highly functioning people. And so once we've always been into our healing work and been in therapy. We had our children doing sibling sessions as we were doing couple sessions because that's a particular relationship. Have been doing the work for a while, but when we came here, we wanted to be intentional about like, what's our sacred rhythm now? Let's not have the same thing, bring the same thing with us here. And so when you were talking about the Sundays, we have our Sunday check-ins at the beach just to check in of, how each of us are doing. What do we need more of or less of? Are we getting enough solo time? Like, what are some of the things that had you feel loved and supported this week? Like, and we start with play, right? We've been having this running game of Tonk since we've been in college that I've been winning. I'm gonna say since I have the mic, you may say.
It's a man thing. I ain't gonna let him do you like that.
Now you say so. Now you say something.
You want to say?
I did not lose 5 years straight. Anyway, but yes, edit that out. But no, just for us to be able to enjoy each other, we're experiencing just a lot more joy and a lot more love, a lot less critiques of each other. Like I think that there's a void that you feel in the States sometimes that you're just trying to fill with things. It's just different. It's just very different. It's softer. It's just more loving. There's a gentleness here, and the pace too. I think the pace is what really supports us in being able to see each other, right. And not lose sight of each other, which I really appreciate. And it's impacted our whole family too.
That's the whole house.
So I noticed you said something. You mentioned that it was the first time you guys spent a lot of time with each other. Mm-hmm. For me and Nicole, it was COVID.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It was the lockdown of COVID, and that was discovery. And it's like, oh, I love you, I like you. Oh, this is perfect. Right?
We did like each other before that, baby. I'm sorry.
I forgot my thought.
Sorry.
I was going. It's not that.
Well, I love that a lot of people forget in marriages, they're individuals. Like we're not linked by blood, you know, or anything like that. So you have to understand that we both want to be here. So we got to do the work because this is what we want. So that's beautiful.
You said we're not linked by blood. I don't think our children realize that their parents are not related.
Right. That's facts. Yeah.
I don't
Like
think
it's
they
a
do.
choice.
It is. It's a huge choice. So
Yeah.
you have to. It's definitely about doing the work. In regards to the community, just kind of. I mean, your light. I always tell you, has been
Listen,
incredible.
light attracts light.
It does, and so when it makes me really happy when like you said, like when people see our page and see our intentions and everything like that, and you coming and having that light and being kind and just being just a force. It's just been incredible. So what's kind of, and this is our December, should we even put a date on it? I hate when people be like, it'd be like 10 years from now, I'd be like, yeah, December 2025. What do you foresee in regards to your I guess say your path in regards to the 2026? Are you looking more into the I don't know, what space are you trying to do? Because that's the best part about Mexico. This is what we say. We like, there's no red tape.
Yeah.
Out in the States, we gotta get permits here. We gotta do this. It's just like, dude, like it's always red tape. Here, it's just like, yo, we come in and doing what we're doing. It's been beautiful. And
it's ease.
Yeah, it's ease.
Yeah.
And so us being here, how long we been here? Only a year and a half. Black Merida Experience, maybe 9 months old, and it's just the beginning, girl.
Yeah, and that's wild.
It's
that
insane.
It is so young.
Yes.
Like
we're at the roots of it, like literally. Yeah.
It definitely gives a vibe that it is already rooted, and it doesn't take long to root. I think we can have a whole conversation around what is time, but. It's to know that it already feels grounded and rooted. And so for me, next year, I know I'm clear on what I want to contribute to the community. It's more about the cadence and the pace is what I'm thinking about. Because again, I don't want to kind of move at the same pace and do as many things as I did before. And so I've learned to have things be in seasons. Like emotional emancipation circles are seasonal, so I still offer those. So exploring what that could look like here.
Right.
I definitely would want it to be in person. But I'm excited to have spaces where we can have those deeper level conversations. I don't really do a lot of on the surface stuff. It kind of hurts my brain. So yeah, spaces like the Love and Liberation Book Club that's open to all genders, and for us to kind of have those conversations. So it's that, emotional emancipation circles. There's a lot of joy spaces that I want to offer, something for the couples that I'm really excited to share with you all too. And then a lot of joy spaces like for families. There was a space that I really enjoyed back in the States called Recess, where we had played the old school Sharks and Minnows and
adults,
all of that.
That's so funny. We were like, you never know when it's your last time you're gonna get on a swing or your seesaw. That joy, because they told us that was it. Where it's like, hey, out here you can't.
Yeah.
You will not be judged.
And a part of it is intentional, because one of the things that I, as a trauma-informed community healer, that's something I'm always thinking about. We know that play is what helps heal trauma, and so we have to have space for play and creativity and exploration. So whether it's crafts, whether it's game nights, whether it's recess, and all those things where adults are playing red light, green light, stop,
so
right?
Fun. A whole field day.
A whole field day. Those are the things, the moments of building community and kind of just being in play. And so those are the things I'm really excited about doing. So I don't know the quarters of the different events, but that's what I got y'all for, to be able to talk about. But so those are the things that I'm thinking about. So really thinking of healing, joy, and pleasure.
Right. Yeah.
Are you self-proclaimed neurodivergent?
Oh, diagnosed and medicated. Yes.
Okay.
Are you noticing a trend here with?
A lot of neurodivergent people
Yeah.
here. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is beautiful because at the same time, one of the things that we are definitely focused on as well as people come and do their scouting trips and everything like that, we're providing them, with, what little things that, we have some stuff up our sleeve. But yes, we have that's our 2026.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, I want to know what we doing.
What we doing?
But the reason why I think that that's the case is because many of us as neurodivergent people, our nervous systems are very sensitive.
Very sensitive.
And so we felt things in the States that other people didn't feel. And
Still
we felt
don't.
them, right? And we felt them so intensely. And it was kind of like, I physically cannot stay here. And so it makes sense. And so some of us are coming here diagnosed, some of us undiagnosed.
Right.
And the more that we are having conversations about it, more people are like, oh, I do that too. That's what I'm like,
Yeah.
I've got a whole awakening over
Literally.
That's what
He did.
Yeah. I mean, we're a whole neurodivergent.
We
family,
are.
So.
No, seriously. I feel like everybody. I mean, and the people at home, those connections, and as we keep meeting these people, it's literally like, yeah, I'm neurodivergent, and we connected and everything. I'm telling you, it's real. It's time. It's okay, type situation. But
If I had to say something, I was diagnosed by another neurodivergent person. The moment that he met me, pretty much, he said, "Oh, you're neurodivergent too." I'm like, "What?"
Like, what is it?
Yeah.
Yo,
Shout out to
Vinny.
Vinny.
Oh, shout out Vinny.
Yeah.
Vinny and
Travis
Taylor.
connected with Vinny too.
Yes. Lit. Yes.
Yeah.
Aw. Well, Erica, thank you so much for coming on the Hive. I appreciate you so much for being here. I guess we'll see you guys next time. Shout out to Taya.
Yes.
Again, for the beautiful margaritas. We got to tear this food up. That pescadilla, honey. So good, girl. That's so good. But yeah, so we'll see you guys at the next episode. You guys take care. Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you.
honey.
Thank you. Yeah, this is
Thank you
fun.
so much for this.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.